Okay, I'm back. There's some... I need to get a pipe. Well, I left off at the Seth Green thing. And another thing, they asked me if I wanted to run against Trump for president. And I was like, I'm not a politician. I wanted to make people laugh. I'm a voice actor and a comedian. I don't want to... This is run for office. You guys can keep that polyarchy bullshit to yourself. And then the tall blonde woman was like, what's polyarchy? Are you making words up or something? And I was like, ah. And she had told me that she was a lawyer. And I was like, how'd you graduate Harvard Law School if you don't know what a polyarchy is? Aw, how cute, you know? I'd said. And then she looked over at Melissa, and then she got on her phone and she Googled polyarchy, and she said, oh, yep, that's what we have. Polyarchy. And I was like, no, I don't want to run for president. There'd no way I'd win anyway. That's insane to me at that point. And I had no one. I mean, they can put anybody into the presidency that they fucking want. I mean, it's a rigged fucking deal anyway. You know, if you think your vote fucking counts, you're a damn moron. But I said no. And then they, you know, kind of discussed some different ideas that I had for... I was really into this quick draw show that was on Hulu, thinking it was going to get a new season. I went over some character ideas to put me in this kid Nathan in. You know, about, you know, a couple of jokes there, and they laughed about that. Then they were kind of summarizing this whole deal. If I really got into it while I wasn't driving, be better. But then they kind of gave another memory back to me. They didn't play it in my head, but this time that basically this demonic entity came to see me at this dude Dustin's house. And I've got a video on my YouTube about that, so if you want to see that. I kind of did a weird rendition of kind of a slippery satanic thing on that. So, well, then I kind of realized that Satan was in there. Oh, shit. Before that happened, these two girls told me to relax, and then they started... Melissa would say something, she was straight in front of me, and then to my right was the other woman, the beautiful blonde-haired tall woman. She would say something. So they were firing. She'd say something, then she'd say something. They were kind of finishing each other's sentences. So they were accessing, you know, my left brain, mammalian brain, my right mammalian brain. They kind of lulled me into, hypnotized me with doing that kind of, lulled me into some sort of trance, accessing, you know, however the fuck they did the shit. I don't know. But I was kind of in trance, and then what I remember is they were kind of looking into the future on what was going on. And at that point, I was saving, you know, I was not saving money, but I was making sure that I didn't spend any money. So I was living in a van down by the river. And so my life was really bored. And then they came to a point that, and then you're going to go to jail. And I popped up and I woke up and I was like, the fuck you mean I'm going to go to jail? And then they just kept on doing it, and then I seen, whenever I close my eyes, I see like in really super fast forward what the hell happened. So like a few weeks to come, I had a lot of different deja vu moments from the type of water that I would buy and the different things that I'd have with like a fast food person. It was, a horribly boring existence, like I said, that I was partaking in, sitting in a van and fucking eating at Magic Mountain every day. But pipe went out. So they were accessing this, and even the tall woman remarked, wow, this is really boring. And I was like, well, fuck, give me something to do. Shit. I'm trying. You guys have promised me that this shit's gonna happen, and then I started learning about the widow's son during that thing. And then I sent an email because I thought I was going to become famous after this shit. I was like, wow, I fucking broke in. Somebody's noticed me. They're doing whatever fucking weird magical shit to me or whatnot. So that I'm going to become famous. And well, then I told him, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm fucking driving, like I said. So, I woke up out of that and I said, well, what the hell? I'm going to go to jail? And then they said, yeah, if you want to become famous, this is what you got to do. And I'm like, well, okay, fuck, I've went to jail for a few days before, which they basically set me up. I threw a glass of water. They had some Freemason kids, chastise me in a Carl's Jr. and shit. And then the kid said he wanted the water, was making fun of me because I didn't even get a soda. I had just got the 2 hamburgers for $2 type of deal, and chastising me that I didn't even get a soda. And I was like, what, do you want this water back? And I threw it at him. Then they fucking arrested me for that shit. And the cop that came to arrest me for that was this fucking Freemason, this Armenian Freemason dude that was pretending like he was a cop. I'm pretty sure he was
Keep left to I-64
the owner of the fucking Chuck E. Cheese there in Valencia, because that's where his son worked at. And that's later on what they did in the witchcraft shit. So then they had me, they made me remember the times that Satan or Tamawez came to see me. Like I said before, that video's on my YouTube, you can see. And then I realized Satan's in the room, so I got like really creeped the fuck out. And I was like, fuck, he's here right now. And Melissa, she didn't say anything. And then she just kind of nodded her head. And I was like, let's get the hell out of here. So, the tall... I said, the experience that I had. And then the tall blonde chick was like, are you hearing this? And then Melissa was like, yeah, she's fucking a real... Like I said, she's a bitch. She, kind of grimaced. At me, and then she's like having having a conversation with all of us, kind of just started having a conversation with Melissa. So I kind of grabbed the tall blonde, my future wife that never happened, by the hand, and it kind of broke my heart with that shit. I felt kind of hard for this chick. I shouldn't have, I don't even know the woman's name. It's fucking foolish on my part that I would fall hard for a person that I didn't even know. But, I hadn't felt a lot of love to that point. So... I'm holding her hand and I'm like, come on, Melissa, let's get the hell out of here. There's Satan in here. And then she grimaced at me again and she's, saying, yeah, I understand, Master. And then finally, after Satan gives her the parting words, she gets up. And we're kind of out in the hall. There's a few casting people. There's a heavy-set, blonde-haired woman right in front of us. I don't know the casting director name. There's some, bully-looking casting director chick, if you understand what I mean. Kind of a mixed-up young lady. And something said, and she kind of made fun of me because they fed me some fucking poop in a burrito. And then the little fucking bull dyke girl said, well, what do you even care what this kid thinks? You guys fed him shit. And then Melissa kind of looks behind me, or she was in front of me and she looks behind, like, oh fuck, he's about to fuck me up. And I was like, for real? And this had already came out. I had figured it out and I had busted him out in the meeting there about this. I fucking forgot I'd left that out. And I asked Melissa, so what did Satan say to you? And she said, never to fuck with you ever again. And I was like, well, that's wise words. And then I started in on the little chick. I was like, oh, well, I don't know why you're talking. You should be casting people, shouldn't you? Does the boss get the shitty corner desk between two fucking air conditioning ducts? Is that where the boss sits in central casting? Are you the boss here, Doodly? And she's like, oh, why you call me that? And Melissa was like, yeah, that's not where the boss sits. Well, he called me Doodly. And the other tall chick was like, well, you need to look inside of what he's saying. You love drawing. It's why he's calling you Doodly. And so the heavy-set blonde casting director was like, yeah, why don't you just shut up, bitch? Everybody fucking hates you anyway. And I was like, yeah, why don't you shut up? And then Melissa said, admonished her there. And then I told her, face computer now. So then Melissa's showing me out. And then I look into the office next to the one that was her office. And then there's a guy, which I figured was Melissa's husband, and this dude named John Lewis, this wannabe psychiatrist or something that I'd pissed off in Decatur during my DUI classes. And they were sitting there arguing. I really didn't make the connection until later on. And then I signed the deal, and I left thinking that I was gonna be famous, and I went back to my van and I fell fast asleep because of all the craziness that had just went on. Well, it's getting dark, so I'm gonna cut this